Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Yoruus speaking. Welcome to another game. This time I'm going to play free for all NQ game 6-man as Russia on Pangea, quick speed. I think it was strategic balance and low water. So we got some pretty strong civs in this game. We got, well, pretty strong. We got Sweden. But we got Sweden, we got China, we got Egypt, Japan and Austria. So they all have their pluses and minuses. Sweden is a bit slow on the start, but it got that extra great person production bonus when it is a friend of other civilization, and it has that Carolean, which is pretty strong mini unit. China, well, you don't want to. China doesn't need introduction, to be honest. It's like China libraries plus Chikunu's craziness. Egypt wonders. Japan is Japan. I got Russia with those extra production for horses and double natural resources and production from iron, and we got Austria, which with a lot of gold can be pretty awesome. Just buying city-states with army and stuff like that. It's very strong as well. So my starting location is not looking good. I'm thinking if I want to stay on coast or do I want to move on the hill and just go inland. And I think that going on the hill wins exactly. So especially that I don't see any fish resources. So before I plant, I actually want to scout ahead, and I'm just gonna move on to those forested hills. So actually I find mountains. So I'm thinking I'm gonna plant a city on the tundra forest, so I can plant another city next to the mountain in the north. At least that is general idea, and I think I'm just going to go there right now. Yes, exactly. And I kind of like it. I see some deer, a bit of a river, but I still want to stay on the hill just to get, oh, excuse me, just to get that extra production. So, general idea about this game was trying to go tradition, opener. So making a settler before, I mean, settler with population 2 or 3, or maybe a little bit more, planting the second city, making a library in the second city, and then just taking the national college and snatching the national college. The only bad thing about this tactic is it needs food, and my land is without food. Tradition likes to have food. It's when it shines the most. Oh, a natural fate wonder. How cool is that? And a lot of desert would be a sweet, sweet Petra city. So as I was saying, tradition likes food, especially in your capital. And my capital it has a lot of hills, but not that much food. So food is a bit problematic. As you can see, I got 2 deers. I moved away from the ship. I got a stone, and there's still some tiles on the river that I can work. Some grasslands that needs to be chopped, but no, that's not like a craziness of food. So I started with the monument because actually at this part of the game I wasn't sure if I want to go with the tradition opener. I think I was like, maybe let's go liberty, but I think tradition prevailed. I really wanted to try tradition start. I think I never actually did it in an NQ game, a tradition start. I'm not that much experience in tradition start, thanks to those duels against Tommy and T. I'm trying to work a bit on the tradition opener. I still don't get a great feel about it. This is what you get when you only play multiplayer games. I'm not that great single player, though. I think I'm just going to try a single player game, the game of the month from Civ Fanatics forum, just to try it out, how it will work out. So I was I really wanted to go tradition opener just for a change and just to see how it's going to work. So after pottery I went, oh I know, I got horses from Shrine, from Ruin I think, yes I got horses from Ruin. So I got 1 horses in my capital, which I buy immediately because it's like 2 food and a plus extra hammer, so 2 hammers, pretty sweet tile. And I can work it right away. So I want to scout just to see. Oh, I changed the granary. Come on, you wanted a scout. Come on, Yoruus, scout. Ooh, must go. I think I changed it to the scout. Hopefully, maybe next turn. But I want to scout to see what's around exactly. I'm thinking like either I'm on some sort of a peninsula, or maybe I'm on an island. I was really hoping for an island that would be like crazy for tradition start, but then I wouldn't be on the coast. But hey, you can't have all. So I will take what will I take? Tradition, of course I will take tradition. Like I played this game only some hours ago. I really wanted to do on-fly commentary, but it's not really possible at the moment. I mean, I did the last part of the game, I did the commentary on the go, but the rest of the game I was trying to do it, but every now and again there's some random noises at home, and talking just cuts in, so I would have to like cut the video in pieces and adapt the voice command. I would have to check the video where exactly are those moments where I need to add commentary. So I guess I just thought that alright, I think it's gonna be faster just to make a commentary. So my land is pretty interesting. The problem is I don't have rivers. Rivers are really rivers give advantage, a lot of advantage. Not only the gold, but you get that extra food pretty earlier, and you get gold. And gold is great. So we got a barbarian camp, which I'll try to keep under control. I'm trying to scout the right side. It seems like, as I said, like I'm on a start of a peninsula, so I was really hoping I'm on a peninsula and I will not have to plant any more cities on the right side, because my capital will be, well, maybe a city on this forest hill, but other than that it's pretty good defensive spot just for my capital, and then I will have all the land in the back for myself. At least I was hoping, so I don't want to spoil that moment, but just let me tell you, I'm not alone. So I'm not alone. I didn't want to build any wonders. I really don't like building wonders in free-for-all game, because when you are building a wonder, there's a huge chance you are going to lose it, because there's 6 players and only like 3 classical wonders: Great Light, Pyramids, and Stonehenge. And most of the time someone rushes Great Light like it was like I don't know how to say it, the best thing in the game. Well, I don't want to spoil it to you, but it's not. So someone's always rush it. The other two wonders, Stonehenge is very popular since religion is pretty strong those days. I actually don't see pyramids go being built that often. I like pyramids. I say it's a very strong wonder, especially with Liberty. You make roads in one turn, which is pretty crazy. You repair tiles one turn, and you make stuff like 50% faster. So that's a huge deal if you go Liberty. And you get the great engineering points, which is also pretty nice. I think I got a fair share of ancient ruins in this game. Pretty happy about it. So as I said, I'm making a settler with population 3. Just to go there and plant at the desert tile. Then I can go on library and grow my capital. So there's no room on the left side, though I don't have to rush Mount Sinai that much because city-states won't spread their borders that fast to the Fade Wonder. Since there's desert in between the Fade Wonder and actual city-states, it's probably never gonna happen. Though I want to plant on the desert and I will have to buy it, though I met 2 city-states already, so I got 140 gold, so it should be perfectly enough to buy the natural Fade Wonder. And we found Egypt and China. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you are thinking correct. We got China. And guess where he is? Yes, sir. He is on my little peninsula. So this spoils my plans by a lot. As you can know, China is a very strong civilization. Library replacement gives you gold, which is very good, and Chokonus are great. A player that can use Chokonus effectively, it's like Arabia or Mongolia or something like that, so it's pretty strong. So I'm a bit worried. I know I cannot go all out economy or all out science, and I need to prepare to defend against Chokonus, because like 99.9% China players attack with Chokonus because they are that good. So Austria is already getting ahead. The same goes for cars with Japan. I'm third at the moment, but that doesn't mean nothing. Like, it's enough you get a Asian ruined population and your points go up like crazy. Egypt has capital population 3, and he didn't scout an ancient ruin close to him, and he didn't buy deer either, so this is pretty interesting. I think he should. So as you can see, I'm going to plant the city and make a library so I can work on National College later on. I think what I did wrong is I didn't wait for population 5, if I believe correctly, before I actually planted the city. So this is going to be, I'm gonna waste some turns being negative happiness, but maybe I'm wrong. Let's just comment what I see. Die, barbarians. Barbarians can be a real pain, especially if you want to rush a wander or something like that. I want to go like crazy echo at the start, because you have like a worker and no protection or so. If your timings are, you go all in for a wander and then boom barbarian and then boom barbarian pillage, and I hate barbarians. Maybe because I'm so used to league games that are played without barbarians, so you can roam around with the settler freely on the map and you don't have to worry about losing. This was actually a mistake on my part. I bought the... Oh, it was a mistake. Okay, I now remember what I wanted. I wanted to buy Natural Fate Wonder, so I can work it right away for two times, I mean 2 turns, so I can get a Pantheon. Then I would switch to a hill and build a library, so I can fit it in before philosophy. And then just build granary, so I can grow a city to population 2 while working the Fate Wonder. As you can see, turn 27, 2 wonders. like playing with a deity AI. So it's like 99.9% games someone rushes those 2 wonders. So if you don't have a great capital with lots of weeds and forests to chop, you don't really, you shouldn't try it, because the probability to get it is very slim and you can waste a lot of turns building useless stuff. As you can see, I went tradition opener, I got my second city, so at this moment I'm in a lead, though it doesn't matter that much since I'm far away and I think everyone is a bit far away, so staying on one city for a bit longer is not that bad. Oh, another Fate Wonder. Fate Wonders are too strong. Religion overall is too strong. I mean, it's not balanced. I mean, many things in this game is not balanced, but religion isn't balanced. Very unbalanced. I mean, for free for all, it's not that bad, because if someone gets that crazy happiness or gold or something like that, there's always other players that could work each other to cancel that advantage. But for example, in 1 versus 1, the guy who gets religion first and gets like happiness, 10 city plus 10 happiness, and if the region spreads to the enemy, 20 happiness, and like 20 happiness is like 2 Notre Dame, so come on, how do you counter that? It's pretty hard or almost impossible. So I'm gonna go trapping. Since I got some deer, I want to get extra hammers, and circus is always great to have. So it seems that we are on a peninsula. I'm together with China. So now this is problematic even more, since China capital is pretty in front. I would like to plant another city just north of that oasis in the north on the desert hill, so I got a nice defensive city to use again his Chokonu attack. Though, as I said, China is there. Most probably he has his own peninsula and he's bordering only me. So what I have to do is I need to prepare my defenses and be able to defend against Chakunus. How do you defend against Chakunus? Well, first of all, you need crossbows. Though crossbows are I would say a bit weaker than Chokonus. Mm, they are strong, they got that range combat strength, and Chokonus still has to move one tile when attacking to actually make the damage. So what you do, especially when you are playing without shift clicks, you just back up on your land. You have to get roads, so you get that extra movement. And you are just like replacing units, get some shots on one unit, replace it with another, then shoot the Chakunu, and so on and so on. I would really like to get, what I would really like to get is also Great Wall. That would help me very much, because as soon as he steps on my land, he will not be able to do anything like shoot. So I should go for a Great Wall as well. So Sweden is first at the moment. Though don't be mistaken, like the score screen doesn't tell you that much. I mean, a guy who just spams wonders has big score as well. So it's a bit misleading. Hello. Yes, those random noises is my little kid. Hello, son. We're already doing something together. Say something to them, YouTube viewers. What were you saying? That Yoruus is very cool? Yes, thank you, son. I can always count on you. So we got another barbarians coming from the east. I always mistake west and east in English, though I kinda have a rule of a thumb. I mean, in Polish, east is wschód. So basically, what I only need to remember is west, which starts with W, and I just need to remember that it's opposite to my side of the world that starts with the W. This way I can only remember one word, one word in English. Ooh, two barbarians and a barbarian camp. So I don't have that much room to plant more cities. I will, like for 100% sure, I'm gonna plant a city in the north, just behind the mountain, as I said, on the desert hill, between Oasis and the lake. Oh, and he's building Oracle. I was thinking about building Oracle before National College, since it can speed up. You know, I got 7 turns in St. Petersburg until the library, so I kinda missed time. National College right now. I have 7 turns to actually build something else in my capital. So I was thinking about Oracle. Yes, he's got some hammers. I think I'm gonna just start to build Oracle. Probably I will not get it, though I could use the extra gold. Since I got only 29 gold, I could, even if I fail to build Oracle, I will have that extra gold for upgrades to composites. Because still, I'm a little bit afraid that China is going to attack me early on. Because he's going to be focused on, he should be focused on range units. So kinda early attack with composites could be, I think that scout, actually the scouter, I think I forgot about that scout for a couple of turns. Oh, and Austria just took Rio de Janeiro without any combat. So this is the strength of Austria. If you get some early quests and you get an early ally, you just need to hold on to your gold and you can just buy a free city for not that high amount of money. So Austria is strong if you know how to do it, and it looks like Barry Lyndon actually knows how to do it. Free city with infrastructure without any penalty. Very nice, very nice. Oh, no, he took Rio de Janeiro, right? I hope I read the message right. Or he's just an ally of Rio de Janeiro. Anyways, if he's an ally, he can buy the city in like 5 turns, if I believe correctly. So Austrian unique ability, it's cool. It's cool. If you have a nice gold start, and if you get the time to actually make your economy, make your cash, and you're a bit lucky, of course, with city states and with those quests, so you get allies free, then you're good to go. Especially if you buy a city state in, for example, medieval era, then you're very good, since most of the time, if a city state is able to have army, for example, composites or stuff like that, they going to upgrade to crossbows, or they going to just build more crossbows, so you'll get free army for that lump sum. Like for 500 gold you can get a city with a lot of buildings, and you can get a lot of units with it, so that's pretty awesome. Those, as I said, it's pretty situational. Okay, so he got the oracle, so we are going to get that extra little of gold for upgrades. I need gold. I'm running a little bit low on gold because I don't have rivers, and I really want to work some useful tiles. Though I'm micromanaging to get that gold at least at 0. River is the problem. I have only 4 tiles with the river, so gold's going to be an issue for me. At least we got a worker right now, so that's pretty good. And I'm working towards getting the worker in the south. Oh, Carl's entered classical era. Okay, good stuff. I mean, it looks like nobody's truly rushing science except Austria, because I think he's just focusing on getting those city-states. I mean, building national college, getting a city-state later on, I know, maybe planting 1 or 2 cities, but since he's got probably a good gold per turn income, he'll probably be able to buy a lot of city-states. Austria is pretty good, as I said, situational but pretty good overall. Some would say even overpowered. If you really have a good start, good gold income, for example, you'll get a religion with gold, so then you can buy any city-state you like. So he's allied with Rio de Janeiro, so he's going to buy Rio, most probably, as soon as he can. Probably our next barbarian will spawn in the camp. Most of the time you need 2 units to actually take a worker from a barbarian camp. Most of the times you take too much time to kill a unit, and new unit will spawn. Yes, warrior spawned. But at least we get some free experience for a level 2. So 7 turns for our national college to finish. I managed to grow my St. Petersburg city, the population 2, so now I can work marble and work a natural fate wonder. I took the +4 fate pantheon, so I got +12 fate per turn, which is very good, and probably I will take pagodas later on, so I will just slowly buy up the fate buildings. Pagodas are great. It's really, in my opinion, I like shrines and temple happiness, but it's situational. I mean, situational, everything is situational, but shrines and temples are good when you actually build them. So you want a religion and you don't have a fate wonder, you don't have any fate bonuses, you are not going for Stonehenge or something like that, then you just build up shrines and temples. So then it's kind of a good when you take the shrine and temple happiness, because you don't have to wait uh, any turns to wait for to buy pagodas, and you actually can use the fate to buy some other stuff. But when you have a fate wonder like this, and you're thanks to that you are not going to put any hammers into shrines and temples because you basically don't need them, then it's pretty good to just take with the religion the fate, the buildings that you can buy with fate. Thanks to that you are not putting any hammers, and you will slowly get ahead. With your first pagoda you're gonna get +2 fate more, and so on and so forth, so you will be running like with +20 fate a turn pretty soon. And it's kind of a good if you do that before hitting medieval era, then pagodas will cost only 130 fate, so with +12 fate it's one pagoda per 10 11 turns. So this is pretty good. So Austria is getting into lead. He's got a strong capital. He planted one city, but he's got a very good capital since his population is #1 at the moment, and he's got some nice hammers as well. So Austria is getting there. Though Dagbird is, I mean, as I said, points are a bit misleading. They don't mean much. Who's ahead? Like for me, I think I'm in pretty good shape at the moment. But I'm like almost last at points. That's that because the cities, I mean, the more cities you have, the more points you have, the more wonders you build, the more points you get. So this is the reason. For example, he planted a third city right now, so he's just dropped into the lead in points. So we didn't met Sweden yet, I believe, and I don't think we met Japan. About this meeting civilization, it's good to meet civilizations, because you get that the more civilization you will meet, the technologies will cost less. If you play single player, it's very crucial to scout. So most of the DT players scout a lot, put a lot of attention to build scout and scout a lot, meet all the players as soon as possible, not only for the trade purposes, so they can take gold from AIs, but also to improve their tech rates, because the more civilization you meet, you actually can, the technology costs less. Same goes for here. So scouting, and once again scouting is the most important part of the early game, to be honest. To see the capitals of enemies, so later on you can put spies in them, really important. The more capitals you see, the better you will be set up for the later game. So I'm going for Petra. The reason for that, St. Petersburg is a great Petra city. Though, like in an FFA situation like this, it's almost 100% someone will go Petra, but there's no point not to try. Either I will just get a little bit gold, because sometimes St. Petersburg without Petra, there's no food there, and with Petra it's going to be a great city. So I just want to try it. If I don't get it, well, hey, that happens, but I'm just going to finish Granary and I'm gonna start building Petra. I'm gonna make 2 more settlers in my capital and focus on those 4 cities and prepare to defend against China, because I'm like 100% sure he's going to attack me with Chokinus. Because this is what China do. They go Chokinus and they try to kill people. Simple. So we found Japan. Oh, this is the Satsuma grass. Carls, I think you are asking for trouble with that Satsuma city. I believe Austria will not let him get that city. I wouldn't if I was Austria. I would try to deny him that spot for sure. So I'm gonna make a road to St. Petersburg. It's going to cost me extra gold, but it will. I mean, the hills are hard to move, and I want to get a road as soon as possible to the front so I can move my troops to the north to be able to defend against China. Oh, St. Petersburg would be a cool Petra city. Some more archers just to get that ability to actually have some units to improve if I ever get the gold. It's good to have some archers lined up for improvements, and I'm going to do so. Colombo and China now allies. Everyone got some allies, but not me. Um, I think I'm a bit, just a little. I'm not using city-states the way you could actually use it the best, but well, there's always a room for improvement. And I like to improve. This is why I love Civilization so much, because there's always something you can learn, something you can do differently. You're not set up in like boundaries. For example, if you play, oh, I got a missionary, cool stuff. So I will take probably gold. No, Austria is crazy with hammers. I'll probably gonna take gold plus the gold per city, since I think Austria already had the religion. So yeah, exactly. So plus 2 gold from city and pagodas. If they are available, of course they are available, good. So I'm gonna take gold and pagodas. As I said, I just want to set up those pagodas, but I will start from a missionary. The reason for that is I want to speed up religion production. Barry Lyndon. And I'm trading with the leader. Sorry guys. Remember, you don't always want to share your luxuries with the civilization that is actually leading and in front. You want to help the other civilization, but, well, what can I say? I was hoping Austria will not get crazy ahead at this point of the game, so every trade will improve. That can improve my happiness is a good trade. Okay, so you want to buy a missionary first, so you spread the religion to 2 cities at least. This way, with the religion, how it works, how it spreads, those 2 extra cities gonna pressure every cities around them, because it works like that, that a city generate a set amount of pressure in, I think, 10 tiles radius. So you want to spread your religion as fast as possible to 2 cities that will cover with the 10 tile radius as many cities without religion as you can. And so this way you can spread religion much faster. If you spread to cities like that will have a lot of cities and will cover each other with pressure, then you will get that extra pressure from 3 cities. This is why you want to spread the religion to 2 cities pretty quickly. And this is why I'm getting a missionary first. I'm going for construction just to have the ability to upgrade my archers if China would actually decide to attack me earlier on, because I see him, he's moving around here. His capital is pretty close. He probably knows that I have nowhere to go because he scouted the south and the and the east, so he knows I don't have much place to go, so I will go north. And I think he has some room in the north, so he planted his city there. It's not like he's only on a capital. I think he's got some nice cities. With China, you really want to make a lot of cities with a lot of happiness, thanks to the paper maker. It's plus 2 gold, it's free from maintenance, and it's a great building overall. Free library that gives you gold. Give. Plus checkiness. Don't forget about checkiness. So I'm gonna set my 2 initial cities now. The one where my spearman is in the north, and another one on that forested hill that I mentioned earlier, so I can get the first, and I can have a defensive position here, because if my city is going to be on hill, it will be able to block all the passage here, and if I will not chop the forest, the chop will make a great line of defense, so I can set up units behind the forest, and if they don't take workers, they will not come with workers. I can chop the forest, I can easily shoot with twice the units that he can use or shoot at me, because his unit is going to be in the forest and I will be just there. And it's a great blocker. You cannot move, you need to move, waste a turn into a forest. So it's kind of good sometimes to think about the city placement, especially with the cities that you're actually going to use for defense. I lost so many games because I planted cities, the defensive cities, in the wrong spot. It's so depressing when you do everything okay, but your city is just in such a bad position that though you have the same amount of units, you really cannot shoot because you planted a city like on a hill in front. I mean, you have like 2 hills, and you are planting on the city on the hill that is closer to your enemy and not the one that is closer to you. So then he can shoot with like 4 units that he is sitting on the tiles, and you can only shoot with 2 units, like one in the city and the one at the back from the hill. So he's got just more firepower and you lose the city. Simple as that. So it's very crucial if you're planning a defensive city to think about where you're actually going to plant it. So I want to plant the city on that forested hill. Oh, he got Petra. So no Petra for St. Petersburg. Cry, cry, cry. Not like it matters much. It was always worth to try to get Petra, because would be a great wonder for that city, so no reason not to. I didn't get it, nothing happened, to be honest. There was like no crucial building. I would like to build faster in St. Petersburg, so I had the time to just build up Petra. As you can see, he's scouting me. He probably knows I'm his closest neighbor, so he probably thinks I'm going to try to attack him. I would really love to attack him before crossbows. I was been thinking about that. The reason why I'm not doing it is pretty simple. He's got crazy amounts of jungle. My units would be like stuck on his land and he could just snipe me off. Especially without shift clicks. I remind you, this is NQ, and NQ rules are that you play without shift clicks. So it's really hard. I mean, it's like a fighting with a single player. Of course, you gotta click fast or faster than your enemy. That's everything works like that as usual. But then again, this movement you cannot do that so-called double moves. So if you have terrain obstacles like forest, for example, or a hill, you actually have to waste a turn to go into the hill. You cannot shift click, so it's going to move at the end of the turn and you'll be already you will be able to use the unit the next turn. So this changes combat a little bit. I personally think that without shift clicks, defending is enormously easier than attacking. I mean, like, defending without shift clicks is awesome. You got the road advantage on your land, and he actually has to use the turns moving into obstacles, so defending is very, very, very good. Attacking is much harder than defending without shift moves. This is my opinion, at least. With shift moves, attacking is, I think it's equal. Either you defend or attack. Of course, you have the movement bonus on your lands and so on and so on, but you're not so much dampened by the obstacles, the turn obstacles, so much, because you can shift click on the end of the turn and you go on a hill and you can use the units right away. So with like Yoruus, he could like shift click Yoruus into many hills around me or many units and just boom, boom, boom. And like this, when I'm gonna plant the city, I'm gonna leave the forest to the right side of the mountain, the east side of the mountain. So he actually have to step on the forest to shoot, and he cannot have a unit behind. So that way he can only like attack me from one tile, from the east, and from the west. I'm just going to make roads so I can move in and move out, and he will have to step on jungle. This is great line. He can only shoot from the jungle, so we'll have to use a turn to go on the jungle, then I can shoot him, and then he will either back up or die or replace it with a unit. And I can just move on the road back and replace it with a fresh unit. That's the general plan. And one more thing I really like about NQ games is they don't ban wonders. So Great Wall is crazy wonder. So for me, example, I probably will make a Great Wall right away if I believe correctly, which is a great idea. To be honest, I don't want to brag myself or anything, but Great Wall is great idea, especially if you're going against units like Jekunus, if you're going against Keshiks, or if you're going against Camel Archers. That one extra movement that someone wastes inside your land is very crucial to fight units like that. Because they can, okay, they can move one tile on your land and they can shoot, and that's all. In other situation, he can move one unit, he can shoot, and he can back up, especially with horses. With Chocon is not that bad, but with horses, that's the problem. As you can see, Austria is getting the lead, and we are falling in the back. Dagbird, expand further, and up here, and we go to war. Well, it's obvious, but I'm not planning to expand any further. There's no point to. This city is perfect, and I will have my fourth city, defensive city, in the south. So I don't want to expand more. I want to stay on 4 cities. It's turn 59 though. My science is very crappy. Very crappy. It's because of the food. I don't have the food, so I'm growing pretty slow. But we're getting there. So I'm thinking right now, like, I want to go education, I want to take knights, but I think I will change my mind in a couple turns in some time, and I will just go right away for crossbows, because I'm 100% sure he's going to attack with Jekunus, and like going universities first would be asking for trouble. It would be very risky. Fighting Jekunus with crossbows, it's doable. It's not that bad, especially without shift moves, but fighting Jekunus with composites, no, it cannot work. No, it cannot work at all. I need to stay on the F9 screen a bit longer. I'm still like forgetting about that. It will be much easier to comment. So this city is mediocre city, I would say, at most. It could be not bad city, but it's only for defense, to be honest. I just wanted to be able to build the basic units, basic buildings, and be like on population 10, maximally 12, as much. I mean, use all the good tiles and just get the scientist spots. I really want to grow my 3 other cities that have mountains, though I think in this game, okay, I'm not gonna spoil anything. Alright, I'm gonna spoil. Watch out, spoiler alert. Mute the voice. So, in this game, I will not build any observatory. Spoiler alert over. So planting the mountain is cool. It definitely adds up later on. But then again, you gotta watch it. If you plant like don't be like crazy planting on mountains. If you especially remember, it's sometimes better to have good food than observatory, because it's like a 5 population city with observatory will not yield the same science as 10 population city without observatory. It's pretty obvious. So just watch out. Don't go crazy for mountains. Mountains is good, but it's not crucial. So theoretically we're the same technology as Austria, though I am a bit afraid that he's got some better techs, though I might be wrong. But I feel like okay, I got 33 science. I'm thinking myself it's not good, but then again, no one is badly ahead, because like everyone is pretty close to each other. I mean, Egypt I think is like not worrying with war at all. I'm like, come on, he's spamming wonders. I know it's a trade, but come on, you're in the middle, and you have Japan. You have Japan as your neighbor, and maybe Russia as your neighbor too, though Russia is looking peaceful, not planting cities. But then again, you're like 100% sure to invite someone to attack you if you build 3 or 4 wonders so early in the game, especially at Japan, which is like a fighting civs all the way. This is why I'm reluctant to go for any wonders. I'm just thinking I'm gonna, after market, I think I'm gonna go work on Great Wall, because I was like thinking, I think no one is actually making a Great Wall, so maybe we get a chance and it's going to give us the edge with fighting China. Yeah, I'm less than hammers. So now, now I'm inviting China, like, oh look, he's not making army at all. He's going to be an easy target. No, I'm not planning to be an easy target. Okay, so we got our missionary. Finally, we got population 8 in our capital. As you can see, I probably work every food tile available to me, and I'm still not growing. And I got so many production tiles which I cannot use because I don't have the food for it. So this is the problem for me. Not enough food in my capital. If I would get some better food placement, probably my capital would be a bit much bigger and I would have greater science, but food is killing us. This is pretty big Pangea, to be honest. I think those maps are, I don't know if it's me, but I'm like feeling I played several games where on Pangea where it was like room for 4 cities and suddenly the old land was taken, and here is like some of the land is even not going to be used, so this is pretty interesting for me. It is low settings with water though. I think it works wonders. I mean, for the land, you got much more land on this side of the map when it's barely in the intermediate. So Barry is going crazy with technology. Well, crazy, maybe not crazy. If I wouldn't go ironworking, I would probably get to medieval right now. But I am risking a bit. I guess I am risking a bit. With not rushing to crossbows right away. Or will I? So I will change to pagodas right now, so I got my missionary now. I just want to buy as many pagodas as I can before the medieval era, when the cost of pagodas will increase to 200. I think I want to take civil service first before crossbows, just to have that extra food, because I'm so much food starved. I want to work those tiles on my river for the extra food. I guess that was the general plan, because I'm not changing the technology, and watching it right now I'm feeling like this is risky. He's got gold, so he will have money to upgrade to Chakanus right away. Though, as I said, he he's going to have a hard time attacking, because this is a pretty good defensive position. And I'm starting to get gold finally, so I will have some gold for upgrades as well. Great wall, great wall, great wall, yours, yes, great wall. So we're going to try build a great wall. Nobody built pyramids actually. This is pretty interesting. Turn 64 and no one built pyramids. I rarely see a game where no one builds pyramids. Pyramids are a great wonder to have. Oh, excuse me very much for the coughs. Rostov is very poor in hammers. Will take a lot to get it up. But I need a fort city for those defensive purposes. This is pretty nice city with this little old lake. It's going to have some food at least, which is good. Nice save. I guess they are fighting each other. Austria is first in military. I'm fifth, and Egypt is last. Though Egypt is probably going to be in trouble. I mean, like bordering Japan sounds like trouble. Bordering China sounds as trouble as well. But we are preparing to to greet our neighbors, our China neighbors, with the Russian hospitality. I want to find more capitals. I only found two. I have no chance to get to see Kar's capital unless I can go from south. So the scout is like already blocked. I want to at least scout the north of the map. At least we are first in hammers at the moment, which is cool. Yeah, so I'm thinking if I want to go machinery right away, or do I have the time to actually go civil service before machinery? Sweden and Austria now friends. I wonder how long this friendship will last. So will I change the machinery? Chivalry? No, Yoruus, you wanna go crossbows. Honestly, yes. So I changed my tech for crossbows since everyone is hitting medieval already, so I'm guessing China is hitting medieval as well. So I want to have those crossbows as soon as possible to be able to hold the north, because that's almost, yeah, he already hit medieval era, so I think I even missed, like wasted 4 turns. The only good thing about it is he has to back up, I mean he has to move at least 2-3 turns to my land to actually attack something, so I can offset those 3-4 turns that I'm missing to behind. I'm behind in tech for those 3 turns, unless he has much more tech than me. But I can I can just save those turns before he will have a hard land to come by to attack me. So I found Stockholm, so that's another capital that we are going to see. We are happy about that, and yeah, people are hitting medieval era, so it's pretty close with technology. Oh, and we are going to get Great Wall. Great Wall would be very cool if I'll manage to snatch it. Pyramid still up, and Hanging Gardens are still up, which is pretty interesting to be honest, because Hanging Gardens is like a number, I don't know, 2 wonder that people used to go for in FFAs, because Hanging Gardens are just great. Most popular mm, most popular openings are the Great Libe, I mean the tradition opening, and tradition opening benefits Hanging Gardens capital very much, very much. So it's just good to have Hanging Gardens. So I'm a bit surprised that Pyramids and Hanging Gardens are still available to build on turn 69. That's pretty. Oh yeah, and we got Great Wall. Great. So that's pretty crazy that such strong wonders are still up so late in the game. So we finish our tradition tree. As you can see, this is a bit slow. My feeling is this is a bit slow on culture part if you don't actually build amphitheaters. I think I like the approach with Liberty a bit more. You get that extra culture and you're able to go to amphitheaters. The only offset is your capital is probably a bit lower and you'll get the happiness later on, but then you can have the happiness from meritocracy. So both the approaches are viable. It has its ups and downs, and I guess it's very dependable on the map. So we are not trying to go for Hanging Gardens. Yeah, I guess we're just. I need to set up some defenses. I don't want to be surprised with less. I mean, much less units. Since I'm like a less than army. Very less than army. So our cities are connected. We have our roads up. Our capital is slowly growing. And we should get a great engineer sooner or later. Since I now have 2. I got 2? No, I got 1? Come on. I don't remember now what wonders I actually did build and I have in capital, except for the Great Wall. Did I build any wonder? I don't think so. Nine turns to machinery. 9 long turns to machinery. And I think I just went AFK for a second there. No, I'm still moving, I'm still alive. So I want to make roads on the hill. I mean, I want to road all the front. You gotta remember that roads are great for fighting, especially in your land. Overall, roads are great. So if you have roads, it's much easier to defend, attack against enemies. So roads are crucial. If you're going to war, make roads. It really makes a huge difference. Movement on roads. Especially after machinery, you can cover a lot of ground being on road. So it's really worth it. So making a wall in this city, just to be safe. I don't want to lose this city. As I said, this is my blocker city. Same goes for the city in the south. So we're going to try and scout the north. Maybe we can sneak in somewhere and see Austria capital. Okay, of course. Sweden takes Hanging Garden, so another try on wonder failed for me. what do we need? Machu Picchu? Yes, Machu Picchu. That extra gold could be awesome, and I would really like to get Machu Picchu before a golden age. I am slowly working towards a natural golden age, so that would be pretty cool. Yes, he got 4 cities, China. That would be pretty cool to take Machu Picchu before natural golden age, and before crossbows I will get more money for upgrades, so hopefully we can snatch Machu Picchu. It's a very underrated wonder. It's really great to have extra gold. Gold is very useful in civilization. So we got extra 41 gold, so not that bad, thanks to missing hanging gardens. We are missing every every wonder that could make our cities very powerful, because we are missing food very greatly. At least we are equal in hammers with Austria at the moment, and we're not that far behind in technology. But we need to prepare for Chakunus. There are only a couple of turns away. Barbarians and another city-state. So pretty okay. Red enter medieval era also. Egypt is very behind in science. Very not good for him. And Karls is attacking Austria. Interesting. As I said, it was pretty obvious with that Karls frontal city they will fight each other pretty soon. If you plant aggressive city like that, either you plan to attack or you're going to be attacked. Because well, it's like that. You can't expect to put a city in face of another civilization and just expect them to not to do anything. Because especially if your borders will meet, then you can just plant a great general inside enemy lands. And oh, interesting. This is quite interesting with the great citadels, actually, with great generals, because I will mention about it later on when the actual combat will begin. I'm gonna chop the forest. I just want to have that extra food tile in my capital. Oh, Austria has crossbows already. Kars probably has crossbows as well. Well, it's pretty late for a crossbow, but this is how FFA games work. I mean, you can go for a rush, but then you're gonna miss some crucial technologies in the upper parts of the tree. So you gotta balance it out just to not get behind with crossbows, so you won't be slaughtered quickly, but still get some useful techs. That's the balance in FFA games that you gotta work on. So he backed up units right now, so he's probably just going for those upgrades. So he has those crossbows couple turns earlier, but as I said, thanks to the land in front of my city, I have those 2 extra turns. He needs to move back with his units, which will take him 2 turns. He needs to upgrade, that's 3 turns, and move back again, which makes 5 turns overall. So this is exactly the turns that I need to catch up with tech, and I just need to upgrade crossbows on my land, so I should be pretty okay-ish, I guess. Yes, I want another wonder that will contribute to my great engineer points. So I will be able to get a great engineer before a great scientist from the university. It should be time. I think the timings will be okay. Yes, my son thinks so too. I think you can hear him talking, at least trying to talk. So 2 turns to Machu Picchu, and we got our crossbows. So, and I'm plus 17 gold, so I should be able to upgrade pretty quickly all those crossbows. I mean all those composites. So I should get 5 crossbows, and 5 crossbows with great walls should be more than enough to put up a proper defense, especially that he didn't stack that much army. He never was first in army, so that should be pretty okay. Egypt, population 6 in capital. Oh, and Carlos is losing his city. Not good. I don't know what was he thinking, like that grass with all the jungle is impossible to take, and then again his city is very easily to take. I don't know why did he attack Austria. He should just fall back and fortify and try to defend instead of attacking. Probably he attacked, he lost the unit right now, and Austria will just get the momentum. Not good. So the balance on the other side of the map is not going well for me right now, because Austria is getting stronger and stronger. I really was hoping that they can fight each other and balance out a bit, though, because I need to fight China. I need to kill China, which means I will delay my technology, my science technologies for a long, and I will put a lot of hammers into actual units. Though I am thinking about only defending against China, because attacking, in my opinion, would be silly. I have no chance on attack. With his roads and with his Chokonus, he would slaughter me. Honestly, poor slaughter. Oh, we got Machu Picchu, so that's cool. We got plus 27 gold right now, so we can upgrade all the crossbows. Now getting to my general plan is right now to only defend with crossbows against China. This Chokonus, oh, you can see the Chokonus coming already, but as I said, the timing was pretty okay for me. I didn't have the time to take civil service, so it was a good choice that I actually went for crossbows. And thanks to those, well, I could have just waited, most probably, for him to, I mean, like, prepare to get but I got Machu Picchu, right, so it was okay. I mean, but what I could have done, I could take some more into universities, like try to get civil service, and when I saw him hit medieval era, which means he got guilds, then I could switch on to guilds and work on my crossbows. Then I should be fine like this, because as I said, he had to back his units up to his borders, and then he needs to move to my borders, so that's like 5 turns of movement. So I was pretty safe to do that. But now he's going to attack, believing his Chokonus will kill everything in their path. Well, we shall see how this is going to turn out. I'm gonna buy the hills just to be sure that he cannot plant a general on me, though I think, and I'm gonna just check it right now, give me a second. I think that alright, so it isn't like I thought. I thought they changed the rules of NQ a bit, but thankfully they didn't, because there was a discussion about planting aggressive citadels, so you couldn't steal land from your opponents. So I bought this hill Thanks to, I didn't even think about it when I was actually playing the game. I'm thinking, how is this? I mean, with those citadels, the rule, because I don't want him to plant a citadel right on top of my city. You have to remember that. Um, you have to remember that China generates great generals faster. That's their unique ability. That their Civ unique ability. So I was like thinking here, I want to make Chichen, and yes, I just want to make a Chichen Itza. And so I bought those hills, and of course for the extra movement I want to put a road there and be able to move around those hills with my units. Finish up scouting. Well, scouting was not that great. I skipped some scouts. Usually when I go Liberty Opener I have at least 3 or 4 scouts ready to go. Since I'm not that experienced in Tradition Opener, I actually missed a lot of scouts. But at least I'm first in hammers, and I'm still equal in technology with Austria, but Austria is getting it's killing cars, so I don't think it's going to go well. Austria is going to get advantage right now. Oh, and Egypt is making pyramids, so I think I need to, if I remember correctly, I switched the pyramids because I wanted to finish those pyramids before Egypt does. And like it's crazy from Egypt, he's still making wonders. He's like bordering Austria with #1 army and bordering Japan with army as well. And he's making wonders still. I mean, like, come on, Ruede, it's not a good idea to do that. It's really not a good idea. You need army. You just gotta remember that every wonder you build is an invitation for your neighbors, telling them that you're putting hammers into something else than military or build other buildings or stuff like that. So if you're making wonders from the start of the game, hey, what does that tell everyone around? Yes, exactly. It tells you, come and kill me, please. I mean, like, I know Egypt is great with that wonder buff, but then again, you can't just sit there and make wonders all day long, especially if you are in middle of everyone. It's a no-go. I'm just wondering how much turns will I'm sure I missed Chichen Itza because I wanted to finish pyramids. I'm just wondering if it was a good decision after all, because I didn't notice that in game. Uh, would I have a chance to build Chichen if I delayed pyramids, or would I just lose both wonders? I would lose like pyramids and I would lose Chichen Itza. So let's keep that in mind right now to notice that. 6 turns, so I missed 2 turns. So if I'm going to be 2 turns away from finishing Chichen, when it's going to go up, then I'm going to be sad a bit, though pyramids is good as well. So civil service was great. It gave me those +3 food that I really need. So you see, chicken news. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just start killing units. 4 Chakunus on my borders. I'm just gonna move back and wait for him to move. Okay, I snatched the warrior, but I'm gonna lose the spearman. But this tells me, oh, and he moved the Chakunu in front. Okay, good. See, now he moved all the units, and I can shoot every single unit without worrying about any retaliation. So don't do this, kids. Don't do this at home, really. Boom, one Chakunu down. So as I said, I have a very good defensive position because if he wants to attack me, he has to move on the jungle, and if he wants to go further, there are my lands, and I got Great Wall, so he's going to lose every single movement from that. So I think I'm a pretty good defensive position, which was the plan from the start, of course. And see, crossbows do a lot of damage to Draconus. Though Draconus can shoot twice, they have a little bit lower ranged combat strength, so they don't do that much damage to crossbows, so it's not that bad. Definitely Chakunus are not an auto win button. They are hard to counter, that's for sure, but they shine. Chakunus shine in defense. When you have roads in your land, you can move a Chakanu, shoot and move it back. Move a Chakanu, shoot and move back, and so on and so forth. So if you have only one passage to boom, Chichen Itza went off. How many turns was that? Like 2. So I would never had a chance to make Chichen, even if I didn't finish pyramids. So I guess that was a good choice to finish off pyramids. I want to scout land in the back. I'm wondering if it's connected to Austria. I mean, the other side, if this is a lake actually, or this is like ocean. Yeah, 4 turns, so I would be like 2 turns away. So, good choice, I would say, to go for pyramids. We like it. We like it. So, 2 Chakanus down, only 2 left. So, guess what? His attack will fail. So I'm not worried right now, since I got very good defensive position. I'm not worried about making army. I really want to go I really want to go for technology now, and I want to get artillery as fast as possible so I can kill him, because I cannot break China without artillery. It's not possible. Especially in, I would have to get a great army advantage, because look, his all those tiles are jungle, and if he got roads there, as I said, he'll just move a Chakanu, shoot, move a Chakanu back, move a Chakanu in, shoot, and so on, so on. So my units would be like dead in a matter of seconds. And he's fast. On top of that, as you can see, he's doing damage to my units. But he cannot pass here, no chance. I'm gonna buy another tile. So now if he wants to get here and shoot at my city, he needs to go through those plains, and on those plains he's gonna lose all the movements, so he will not be able to shoot, and I can just shoot with all my units. That's the general idea. As I said, you need to put your cities in a good defensive positions if you really plan on defending. I mean, with the Great Wall, almost every place is a good defensive position, but then again, the more good spot you pick, it's going to be easier to defend. I'm just gonna make some more crossbows just to be sure that he will not break me. Since I took some damage, I want to have some units to be able to switch forth and back. And and I want to have food here. I'm really food starved. Oh, a city. Okay, so my scout is dead, but at least he served his purpose. I see some more land. He doesn't have universities yet. As I said, if you scout, you can check the land, how much it yields, and if a city works, the tile, you will see exactly what it gives. So for example, if he's got an university, and I'm hovering my mouse over a jungle that he's actually using, then I'm gonna see the +2 science. So it tells me he doesn't have universities, and it makes me happy at the moment, because I know I have that a bit of time to get my universities up. So I'm happy with that. Oh, excuse me. So basically, we got our defenses up. We should be fine right now from the Chakunu's attack. So the general plan is get our universities ASAP, get some economic buildings up, and prepare for artillery. And with artillery, go and kill China. That's the general plan. As you can see, he already backs up, so I'm pretty okay. I'm just gonna buy more land to be sure, and I can see in advance if he's coming or not. Finally, I got my happiness sorted. Now the only problem I have is food. I really don't have much food. Until fertilizer will come, I'm really low on food, and I have so many hills that I could actually work, but without food it's not possible. Our science suck a bit. It's turn 90 almost, and it's only 52 science. It's pretty low. With an excellent start, you can go over 140 in turn 100. Average should be 100 100 science on turn 100. So I'm pretty low on science. Hopefully I will be able to catch up a bit with those universities, but I'm not very optimistic. The damage has been done. I had to go to the crossbows, so it's going to hurt a lot of turns right now. For a lot of turns until I get that proper science up, and the most problematic part is food. Though I'm second in crop yield, Austria has like twice my crop yield, which means he's got crazy population, and with population comes crazy, maybe not crazy, but he has a big population, and with population comes science. It's simple as that. The more population that you have, the more science you get. As you can see, he's got 997 cities and probably a strong capital. My cities are like 5, 4, 10 capital or something like that, so I'm pretty low on population comparing to Austria, which means I have lower science, so with every passing turn he's going to get even more and more ahead of me, which is what I don't like, because he seems to dominate the other side of the continent, and I cannot do much until artillery. As I said, going there with crossbows, it's not going to work. Let's be honest. So I really need to get my economy buildings up, and especially science up, so I can get. Oh, and actually China is 4% ahead of me in science at the moment, so that's even more unhealthy. I have no idea what tax could he have. 4%. 4% is a lot. I mean, oh, maybe he got fishing or something in the upper part of the technology tree, right? That's true. So, as you can see, Japan killed Egypt, which was to expected. Though, I'm kinda don't get what Kars is doing, unless he didn't have any problems fighting Austria. I mean, like, when you are fighting someone that is like bigger with economy than you, then like using your you have lesser units than using your units to get damage and attack someone else. It's not that smart, but I guess Kars had some sort of a stalemate on the front with Austria, so he had the chance to use his units to take Egypt out. And Egypt was asking for it from the start of the game by just spamming wonders and not having army. So as you can see, this is what you get when you spam wonders and you're not making defenses. We really need those universities up. I want universities up so I can build Oxford University later on to use it for artillery. Okay, so our defenses are set up. I just need a couple more roads there. I'm just gonna improve rest of my land. Actually, I have too much workers right now, but to be honest, it's not bad, since if I'm going to kill China and I manage to kill China, I have a long way to get Austria and to get to the other side of the continent. So more workers will mean I will be able to make roads faster, which I like. Chivalry. I think I want to go for printing press first. I should be getting great engineer soon, so perhaps with that extra great engineer I can take great Tower of Pisa and then take great scientist. I think that was the plan at this moment of the game for me. As you can see, he just back up. I'm first in army, which I like. So China kind of backed up, and I guess we are doing the same stuff, though I'm guessing, I'm just guessing that China is going to go for industrialization. He's going to want to build up Chokanus, and then he will want to upgrade them to Gatling guns. So he will get Gatling guns with kind of a logistic promotions, which would be pretty strong. But I honestly think artillery is much safer way. If you you see he's fast. He just sniped off my crossbow. I think that artilleries are more safe and you more reliable. Oh, he's trying to attack again. And more reliable because Gatlings can move only. I mean, they move two. They got two moves, and they gotta move and they gotta shoot. They get range only of one tile, so they need to be adjacent to another unit to actually hit it. And it's kind of hard to move and shoot. If you got artillery, a Gatling has to spend either one turn moving to get in range, or make one move, fortify, then again. So it's always two turns, and in those two turns you can shoot it with everything you got. So as I said, Gatlings are. I'm not a fan of Gatlings, Russian Gatlings, and the upgrade cost from crossbow to Gatling are just sick. I think it's 150 gold, if I believe, and I think for artillery it's 120, so it's a bit less, or even 95 maybe. I don't remember exactly, but it's definitely less since you upgrade from cannons. So it's a higher technology, higher tier technology. So he's shooting my crossbow. I didn't had the chance to fortify, so he did the double more damage. Always try to fortify your unit. Excuse me. So he's trying to attack me again. Right, so we are going to try and defend again. So Siska. Oh, remember one more thing. Chokonus count much less in army size, army points than a crossbow. So you can actually sneak in a lot of Chokonus, and you will be like seeing, oh, okay, I'm not first in army. I mean, he's not first in army, but he can have much more Chokonus than actually you get crossbows. So always be on watch when you're going against China, because Chokonus they have a lower army score, and they actually are quite good. So just watch that. Alright, so this part of the game, this part of the game will finish. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I invite you to watch the next parts. There are gonna be 2 more parts of this game. Oh, I think there's gonna be 1 more turn here. So these you can see a bit of combat, or maybe not. Yeah. So you're just gonna see some shooting in this turn and a fortification. So okay, thank you again for watching, and see you all in the next part. Bye bye.